Some mobility first of all. Lie on your back, arms outstretched, and roll your knees from side to side. Keep your feet and your knees tight together. When you start doing this, if your back is a little bit tight, you might not get your knees all the way to the floor. Gently work on pushing your knees all the way over the course of this minute. And if you can feel your shoulder lifting off the floor as your knees roll, really work on pushing that down. That will limit the mobility through your upper back and make it more effective through your lower back. Keep going to about 10 more seconds. Good, and then done. So sit up, comfortably, legs can be crossed or straight out in front of you. Just make sure you're comfortable. Bring your arms, your hands behind your head, and you're just going to do some chest openers. So elbows coming in together and then apart. Mobilising your chest and upper back. I'm going to do these for about 30 seconds, but if you want to do more, if it feels nice, pause the video and do some more. And then from there, we're going to move into some side chest openers. So you need to put something under your head. I'm going to use my foam roller. It's a good height and also matches everything else in here. So lie with your head on the roller, knees drawn up, and let your top leg drop forward and bring your top arm over. We're going to do 30 seconds on each side. But again, if this feels nice, and it is a really good exercise if you've been sitting a lot and your back is tight, then just pause the video and do some more. I'm looking at my hand as I open my top arm. If that's making you feel dizzy, you can just keep looking straight ahead. Good, just do one more and then roll over. So again, on your side, head resting on the roller, knees drawn up, and then open up that top arm. This is a really nice exercise. Do it for as long as you need to. Okay, and then done. Move the roller out of the way. I hope that won't fall on me. And then roll back onto your back. So we're going to repeat back rolls again, but this time making them a little bit more challenging. So I want you to cross one leg over. Try and physically push your knee away from your body using your own strength. So not using your hand to help you. Your arms are staying by your side. And then roll your knee over to the floor. And then back to the centre. And then roll the other way. So now I'm rolling my foot to the floor. So when I do this, I find this direction a bit more challenging. Good, and then change legs. Knee to floor first of all. Again, trying to push your knee away from your body if you can. One more, and then foot to floor. Well done. Keep going. One more, and then both feet flat to the floor. Feet quite close in towards your bum. Push your hips up and then roll your back down to the floor. Really taking time to roll your back down One vertebra at a time if you can. Try and keep your core braced while you're doing this. Just do one more. And then roll onto your front. Into child pose. Bring your knees quite wide apart and your feet together. Sink down. Just let yourself stretch forward. And then come forward. And then down again. So you're not holding that child pose for very long. Two more. Good. And then onto your back again. First of all, we're going to do some pelvic rocks. I'm just going to remove a layer actually. I'm almost warm. Let's take it off in advance. Okay, pelvic rocks. So lying on your back, arms down by your side, or you can have them on your hips. If that helps with this movement, you can have your hands on your hip bones. Make sure you've got your lower back flat to the floor to begin with. Pull your tummy back down towards the floor a little bit. And then you're going to arch your back and then roll back again. Arch and then roll. So you're pushing your back flat to the floor and then arching it. When you push your back towards the floor, try and bring your tummy button back down towards your spine. You should feel your tummy muscles below your tummy button just activating and tightening. And then bring your arms up and your legs up. Make this as easy as you need to. So if you need to make it easier, bring your knees back in towards your chest a bit more. Go to some conscious breaths. So it's a deep breath in, your lower back will rise off the floor, and then you exhale hard through pursed lips, pushing your tummy back down towards the floor. Inhale, exhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Do one more. Exhale. Hug your knees in towards your chest. We're going to do 2 more sets of those. Not too many at once because you blow off all your carbon dioxide and it can make you feel a bit dizzy. So again, this time, if your thighs were quite close in and it felt easy, you can drop your knees down towards the floor a little bit. Off you go. Two more. Hug your knees in and relax. One more. Up, brace your core. Last one. Good. Into bridge, resting on your heels. So heels down, toes up, arms by your side. Push your hips up and then lower down towards the floor. As soon as your bum hits the floor, push up again quickly. So push up, lower down. Push up, lower down. What you should feel doing this bridge on your heels, especially if you've got bare feet or socks on, is that there'll be a little bit of movement throughout your pelvis as you lower your hips back down towards the floor. So work to try and stabilise your hips as much as you can. If it irritates your lower back to push up too high, then just limit the height of your hips. So don't push up quite so high. And really work on squeezing your glutes keep going. Do 2 more. And then roll onto your side. Clamshell, you have options. You can either put your head in your hand or you can rest your head on your outstretched arm. Just go for the option that's more comfortable. Your hand's going to go in front of you, but only if your pelvis stays stable. Then put your foot on the inside of your calf and raise your top leg up and down. Now what I mean by pelvis staying stable, if you can feel your pelvis rocking back as you do this, I want you to put your hand behind your lower back and just stabilise yourself like that. And we're doing 30 seconds on each side. Keep going, 1 more. And then roll over. So exactly the same hand position as you did last time. So if you had your head resting in your hand, do the same for the second side. Foot on the inside of your calf. Off you go. Seconds on each side. Now if you've got one leg that activates more quickly than the other, like I have, you might feel this is really burning now. 5 more seconds. And then you're going to roll onto your back. 2, 1, done. Onto your back. So we're going to do some single leg drops now. So lying on your back, you can either have your head up in your hands or you can have your arms by your side. I do this with my head in my hands just because it keeps my lower back on the floor better. So feet up like that, and you're going to drop one leg to the floor at a time. Really important that you keep your back pushed down. So don't let your lower back rise, and work on keeping your tummy pulled back in a little bit as well. Keep your core braced all the time. Keep going. So we're doing this for a full minute. If that's too much, if you reach your own technical max at that point, so if you can't keep your back pushed down, if it's starting to hurt, just rest and hug your knees into your chest. 20 more seconds. You probably feel it starting to burn now across your tummy. So you should feel it kind of just above your navel all the way down to below your tummy button. 5 seconds. Keep going. And 3, 2, 1. Good. Rest. Bridge again. This time, feet flat to the floor, arms raised above your shoulders. This will also give you some instability. Make sure you've got your heels nice and close towards your bum so that when you're pushing up and down, you're using your glutes and your hamstrings and not your quads. Off you go. So this time, just let your bum touch the floor very lightly and then push up again. Keep your core braced all the time while you're doing this. Keep going. 30 seconds. Keep going, well done. So you should feel your bum really working now. I certainly can. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. And then roll onto your side again. Clamshell. Support your head how it's comfortable. Feet together. And you're going to bring your feet up off the ground. And doing your clamshell like that. Off you go. So my feet are raised up. And when I bring my top leg up, my toes come apart and my heels stay together. So I want you to think about how this feels. Depending on where you're strong and where you're weak, you might find this easier than the last set that we did, or you might find it harder. like I do. Keep going. Keep your core braced as well. 2, 1, and change sides. So, knees drawn up, feet off the ground, off you go. Well done. And the other way you can progress a clamshell is by using a band, which we're not going to do today. Keep going. Ouch. 3, 2, 1. Good. And then back onto your back again. So you're going to repeat the bent leg drop. So head up in your hands if that's more comfortable. Bring your feet up. Off you go. So another way you can make this a bit more challenging is by dropping your leg to the floor with your legs slightly dropped out. So what I mean by that is the closer your knees are in towards your chest, the easier it will be. The further your knees are away when you start, the harder it is. The more tension you're pushing on your transverse abdominis, this big muscle at the front of your tummy. Front of your tummy? The front of your core is what I meant to say. I think I need some food. Keep going. Make sure your back stays flat to the floor, don't let it arch. It can rise off the ground as you get tired. Almost there, 10 seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Bridge again. So another way that you can progress this is you can have your arms up and a slight staggered foot position. So one foot slightly further in front of the other, like that. I'm going to do 30 seconds on each side. Off you go. So what you should hopefully feel is there's a little bit of instability through your pelvis as you push up and down. So if you can feel that slight kind of movement and wobble, you need to pull your tummy in towards your spine and try not to let that movement go too far. Keep going. 3, 2, 1, and then change sides. Off you go. Well done. Keep going. Almost there. And 2, 1, and rest. Good. Right. Next one. We're going to do a workout with 4 exercises in. Kneeling press, deadlift, straight arm plank taps, and singles double leg drops. So this is where you need a band. So kneeling press. I will show this one first of all. Let's redo the hair again. I need to upgrade my hair bands to actually get some ones that hold my hair back for longer than about 5 minutes. Okay, kneeling press. So we'll coach this and then we'll do it. Kneel on the band. Bring your arms through. Tuck your bum under so your core is engaged. And then press above your head. Like that. So we're going to practice that for about 30 seconds just to practice the movement before we go into the actual workout. So, again, elbows through, bum tucked under, core engaged, off you go. Keeping your elbows pushed forward. Try and get your arms completely straight above your head. Now, if you don't have a band, you can obviously use a weight instead. Good. done. Next one, deadlift. Standing on the band. So the first I'm going to do this, I want to make it relatively easy, and you can make it more challenging as we go. So you're going to stand on the band with your feet about hip width apart, cross the band over, so it's like that. So I've got the band crossed, my arms are pulled apart, and I'm going to tip forward till the band goes slack, and then stand up nice and tall, chest up, bum tucked under, and then repeat. When you're tipping forward, don't go too low. As soon as the band goes slack, that's when you stand up again. You don't want to end up like that. If you're not sure about what's with your legs, a good analogy is when imagine you've got 2 hands full of heavy shopping and you need to shut your car door. That's what you do. Shut your car door with your bum. Good. Let's do one more. And then straight arm plank taps. 2 options for this. Full straight arm plank. Legs fairly wide apart, and you're going to tap the back of your hand. If that is too challenging, drop to your knees, feet long behind you, and do it that way. If that's still too challenging for your back, the other option would be to find a raised surface. So this bar is quite a nice height. You could use a kitchen work surface or a table and do a tap from that position instead. And the last exercise we're doing today is a single to double leg drop. So we've practiced the single leg drop. This is a bit more challenging. Head up in your hands, bring your feet up, do tap, tap, tap. And that double leg drop is a lot harder work. So when it comes to that one, you need to really work on bracing your core and not letting your back come off the floor. So if you can't do that double leg drop without your back really coming off the floor, don't progress to it, just do single again. So we're working through these. 45 seconds, then 30 seconds, then 20 seconds. So each set, you get no rest in between, and then after the whole set of exercises, you get a rest. So we'll start with a kneeling press. Kneeling on the band, making sure you're anchoring it securely in place. You don't want it pinging up. Facial injuries, not a good idea. All right, 45 seconds. Let's go. So there's no real rest in between these exercises, just enough time to move from one to the other. So less than 10 seconds. I want you to raise your heart rate a little bit doing this, so I want you to move your arms relatively quickly, keeping your core braced all the time. Big stretch up. 15 seconds. Well done. Almost there. 2, 1, deadlifts. So standing on the band, crossing the band over. Before you do anything at all, stand up, shoulders back, bum tucked under, off we go. So again, quite quick, heart rate raised. At the bottom of the movement, so I mean by that, when you're bending forward, look at the floor. And then when you're standing up tall, look straight ahead. And really stick your bum out. Your bum, your hamstrings, and your core should be what you feel working the most. Keep your chest open as well, don't let your back round. 10 seconds. Almost there. And 2, 1, step off the band. Straight arm plank. Shoulders, hands underneath shoulders. Nice wide stance to stabilise you. Off you go. 45 seconds is a long time to do this. If you can't maintain 45 seconds with keeping your bum tucked under and hips low, so for that I don't want your hips coming up into the air, then just drop to your knees. Try and carry on your knees, and if that's too much, just stop and hold a static plank. But keep your hips off the floor. Keep going, 10 seconds. 2, 1, done. Thank goodness. Onto your back. Single to double leg drop. Only do the double leg drop part of this if you feel comfortable. Off you go. So before I drop both my feet to the floor, I'm really pushing my back down, really engaging my core so I can feel it working hard below my tummy button. Keep going. After this, the plank, this is very challenging. So if you can't do it, single leg's fine. Keep going. 10 seconds. Oh, yuck. This is hard. 2, 1, rest. 45 seconds rest. And then we're back to kneeling press. Time to get the layer off, that's a good sign. Definitely working. So, repeating those 4 exercises, 30 seconds this time. Got plenty more rest though. 20 more seconds rest before we go again. So it's 30 seconds for each exercise. Again, moving quickly between the exercises so you don't get much rest. All right, get ready. So get the band onto your chest if you're using a band. 2, 1, go. So if you can speed this up, speed it up a little bit. It'll just bring your heart rate up that little bit more. Try and focus on your upper back working. 10 seconds. And then it's deadlift again. 3, 2, 1. And then stand on band. So again, single side of the band. Cross it over, but a little bit lower down this time to make it harder. Chest up, off you go. Well done. So looking at the floor, looking straight ahead. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what my glutes are doing as well. Keep going. 2, 1, rest, straight arm plank. So if you had to drop to your knees on that first set, try and complete 30 seconds without dropping onto your knees. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Keep going. My hands are sticking to the mat. 5 seconds. 2, 1, done. Over onto your back. Single double leg drop. Head up in your hands for stability. Off you go. So you will be feeling some fatigue. If it's too much and you can't control your back, just go to single leg drop. Well done. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. One more set to go. 20 seconds for this final set. I'm going to get you started in 15 seconds. I've got 30 seconds rest. So it's back to kneeling on the band. And if you don't have one, do a press with a weight. You can hold something in both hands. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. 20 seconds this time. About 10 seconds rest. Keep going, 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1. Up you get, stand on that band. Cross it over. Even lower down if you can. Shoulders back, stand up tall, off we go. Well done. Good. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Off the band. Straight arm plank. Hand taps. 20 seconds. You can stay into full position for this last one. 3, 2, 1, go. I need to try and find a mat that my hands don't stick to when I do exercises like this. 3, 2, 1, straight onto your back. Head up in your hands if you're doing it that way. Get ready, 2, 1, go. Good. 10 seconds. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, done. Right, slightly longer rest while I explain to you just the last little set. So just a short, high intensity set for a couple of minutes before we stretch. We're nearly done. I think I might need to redo my hair again for this because there's a little bit of bouncing around and it won't stay up. So 2 exercises to finish off with. Curtsy lunges or ski jumps, depending on how vigorous you're feeling. And then alternate squat thrusts or straight arm plank, knee to chest. Again, depending on how bouncy you're feeling. So the non-bouncy versions are curtsy lunge. So that's quickly moving your feet to the side and back. And then into straight arm plank. Driving your knee quickly into your chest. The bouncier versions are ski jump. So you jump from side to side. Very much harder in socks. And then alternate squat thrusts. Driving your knees quickly into your chest. Again, very much harder in socks. I'm missing my bouncy trainers. So we're doing 20 seconds of each, 10 seconds rest, 3 times through for the exercises, so it's 3 minutes? Yes, maths. Then we're stretching. All right, get ready. So choose what you're doing, curtsy lunges or ski jumps. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm gonna do ski jumps. Feels like time's going more quickly when I move more quickly. 5 seconds. 2, 1, get ready, straight arm plank. Alternate squat thrusts, 2, 1, go. I always question my sanity when I program these because I hate them so much and I know I have to do them. 3, 2, 1, up. Get ready. Ski jumps or curtsy lunges again. 3, 2, 1, go. So if you're doing a ski jump, you can use a little running arm Almost there. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Alternate squat thrust. Get ready. Or knee to chest, you don't have to do this one. In fact, I'm not doing it. Off you go. I'm going to show you, just because I have to show you both exercises, the knee to chest option. And that really is why I'm doing this one. Honest God. 5 seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Last one of each. Ski jumps or curtsy lunges. 3, 2, 1, go. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Alternate squat thrust. I've got to do it now, haven't I, really? All right. Last one. 2, 1, go. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I think I'd rather do a burpee. Well done. Get your breath back. Have a drink. We're going to stretch now. So just to let your heart rate come down a little bit after doing those, we're just going to gently move our feet from side to side. Drop one hand inside the other. Just let your head drop down. Keep your feet moving. Stretch across your upper back. Then turn your hands inside out and just push forward. Fingers laced together. Hands on your waist, thumbs pointing forward. Drop your shoulders and squeeze your shoulders together. Well done. Hang on to something if you need to. Quads. So bring your heel into your bum. Tuck your bum under. Chest up. And then change sides. Making sure that you don't arch your back. Use the strength in your arm to pull your heel into your bum a little bit more. And release. Down onto your knees. 1 foot forward. Tuck your bum under. Push forward. Reach across. So really reach and stretch. Change sides. Foot forward. Tuck your bum under. Push forward. Chest upright. And then reach across. Big stretch. And then into glute stretch. So either straight arm plank or from the seated position. I'm going to do it in straight arm plank position. This one. And just slowly let your weight drop down. Well done. And then change sides. So you're pushing up. And then just relax, drop down onto your leg. and then slowly release. Bring your feet together, knees apart, drop down into child pose. I'm going to finish with this one. Nice deep breath. And just take your hands into your shoulders, knees together, tuck your toes under, push up. Hold that for a few seconds, and then just bend your knees and slowly walk yourself up to stand. Reach up nice and high in the air. And done. Well done.